The president already has a lot on the line with tonight's State of the Union address. He'll face a newly energized Democratic House majority for the first time 10 days before the deadline for another possible government shutdown. Major Garrett is at the White House following preparations for the speech. Major, good morning.
Good morning. So, John, one of the things we've been talking about is the president wants to emphasize unity, strength, a solid economy. But what does this idea, this concept of unity mean? Well, quite practically for this White House, it means finding a way to avoid a second partial government shutdown. How do you do that? You get some money from House Democrats and Senate Democrats on border security. That means some kind of barrier. Is it a wall? Probably not. No one wants to call that anymore, not even the president. It's some sort of reinforced area in some aspects of the border that the president can live with and that Democrats can live with. And I will tell you, John, there is some tiny degree of optimism here at the White House that that can be achieved. Tonight's speech will try to create some momentum for that.
So if the president is still working on negotiations, Major, where does the idea of declaring an emergency stand?
It stands as a threat, but one that has less and less potency. Privately and for a few Republicans publicly, a lot of pushback for the president on this. So the emphasis is on working with Congress, getting some sort of funding that both sides can live with, and getting it sooner rather than later.
We keep hearing the president's going to send a message of unity tonight, Major. What does that look like?
Well, it means averting a second government shutdown and also talking about issues that have long been discussed in Washington with bipartisan support, lowering prescription drug costs. There's that old chestnut, infrastructure is always around, never seems to get resolved. You'll hear comments about that and keeping the economy going. The president will say a strong U.S. economy is by itself a unifying force. You'll hear a lot about that tonight.
Major, I don't want to lose sight of this new Pentagon report that is out that says ISIS could be back within 6 months in Syria. What are we likely to hear about the president talking about that troop withdrawal there, which many in his own party oppose?
Exactly. Nearly defeated, but not entirely defeated. And you'll hear from the president that he wants to pull troops out, wants to bring them back home, but also wants to achieve victory specifically over ISIS. Probably some more tempered rhetoric there than we heard a couple of weeks ago when the president was declaring absolute victory.
And Major, we're talking about the State of the Union. A lot of people are questioning the state of the administration now with the recent leaks of the president's schedule. Really unprecedented. What is going on inside this administration?
Well, leaks are a common occurrence here, and they are destabilizing. I asked two senior administration officials yesterday, was this kind of like a four-alarm fire in terms of creating chaos? Both said no, it's more like burned microwave popcorn.
Well, that's not good.
Right. Well,
as long as that's
One way to look at it.
As long as that's done, that burning of the popcorn on executive time, then that's all right.
Right.